They smell that one, don't they?
Hey guys, it's Captain Jack. We up here. It's September 17th. We got I got 6 dogs this morning. Brought a couple of Maine male puppies today. Got a couple of my Maine dogs, my trail dog. So we're gonna find something to go on here in a few minutes. But I just wanted to touch bases with you guys asking questions about how do I stop the dogs with the truck horn. We pretty much start out with the tone button, and you've got 3 sequence buttons on top. You go to the dog's name that you're trying to command, and as you're doing the sequence, the buttons, it doesn't matter if it's from the tone, vibrate, or shock. You want to signal the dogs with the horn at the same time. After a while, the dog gets used to the collar. Usually when you put the collar on the dog, you see an immediate difference in the dog's temperament. He knows that he's in training mode. So once you get them going and you get the horn in the tone or the vibrate down, the dog knows this. They'll start stopping. You won't have to use the tone or the vibrate. After 4 or 5 times, they know that horn means to stop. So what we start out doing, guys, because you don't want to shock your dog on high, guys. You don't need to. 18 is pretty powerful. So what we use is number 4 or number 5. Now on the vibrate, you might want to crank it up to about 10 or 15 just to make the collar really ring off around the neck, just sending that signal that it's time to stop. But I've been doing this for about 3 years now. I got back into it, and I was still hunting for a long time. I had a pack of dogs back in the 90s, 88, right on up through the 90s. We ran beagles as kids, so I've had a lot of time with hounds. I've had a lot of time learning about the hounds and how to pick good hounds for what you're trying to do. But main thing is having a good bloodline. But all of these dogs are hard-headed, guys, until these collars came out. I notice sometimes they do forget these collars are on there. They get so excited and get after it. But if a dog's working and doing something that you really like, you don't want to necessarily try to fool with that dog. Let the dog do what he's doing, unless he's going on somebody's property or he's going out of bounds, which in training season we got a boundary area that we can run. So we can stop these dogs at any time. We don't have doe tags. We can't take does at any time throughout the season with dogs. It's only on private property that you can take does. So you won't be seeing us taking any does. But mainly, just get out there, guys, with your dogs in these collars. They're real easy to use, and like I say, guys, you can train a hard-headed dog in 1 day. That's the only reason why I got back into dog hunting, is because of this machine right here. I'd still be hunting. I just got tired of looking for my dogs and worrying about where they were at, and somebody's taking my dogs. That's always been my worry. You know, these are investments, and we put a lot of time and money training these dogs. So now, as far as you starting out puppies, these collars could help you out in determining what puppies you wanted to keep out of the pack versus selling them. Back in the days, you know, when we didn't have this, we'd make mistakes picking the dog that we thought was going to be the best for our pack, and we ended up getting rid of the best ones and keeping some that was kind of mediocre. But this machine, guys, will let you know how fast your dogs are running, They'll show you a path of all the dogs that your dog's running with, and it just gives you an idea if the dog's fighting for the front of that pack, or is he a lazy dog and he just tends to stay back behind the pack. To me, I like dogs that are packed together and stay together. I don't necessarily like the dog that's going to cut the pack and try to take the track off for himself. That's what I call a selfish dog. He don't want anybody to have that track but him. And you know what it does is it ends up driving the deer harder and further from your pack. And we hunt blocks where we're at now. They're probably about 1,000 yards wide and 2 miles long. So you know, it's not really big spots. They get through here pretty quick. But these machines, guys, they will change the game for you. They are expensive, I can tell you that, but once you learn this machine and you've got your dogs working on this machine, you won't let your dogs out without these collars on, I promise you. You're going to want to know at all times what your hounds are doing and how they're performing. And if there's injuries, say snake bites, you can see that dog slowing down, and you keep an eye on him, and it's just a great thing, guys, that they've come out with, Garmin has. But check these things out, guys, if you don't have one. If you have one, you know what I'm talking about. But they are worth it in the long run. It's worth the money that you spend on these. The only thing that I'm not showing you here is I've got the drive tracks that's in the windshield. It's more safe to have the drive track as you're moving around and driving rather than looking down at this small machine. You can run off the road really quick. So, but anyway, guys, we're gonna get after it this morning. I'm waiting on Mr. Robert to get here now. I'm going ahead and collar these dogs up, see if we can't find you guys something to go on this morning. And we appreciate all you new followers that's started following us, and to all the guys that's been there watching us, thank you. And we're just trying to grow it, guys, and stay connected to each other. We just got to let folks see, you know, the right way of dog hunting, and that's really important to save what we do and what we love, guys, is to do it right and educate people on how we do it and the health of the dog. That's been one of the biggest concerns that I've seen. You know, people think these dogs get abused. They're doing what they love. Just like an athlete plays football, soccer, or basketball. These are athletic dogs. These dogs love to get out and run. That is in their blood. And you know, anytime you can take your dog walking, and you're just putting your dog at risk doing anything like that. So why not let these guys have a little bit of fun, and us have fun with them. But at the same time, guys, we make sure their nutrition and their shots and all of their medicines are up to date. But it's just putting time in it, guys, and loving what you do. And but I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll get you guys something going on here in just a few minutes. Y'all stand by.
I want to test some females on a cast.
All right.
The two male dogs that does good.
I brought Cletus and Clyde today. I left Angie, I left Abby, I left Trixie. So I got one female and all the rest of them are males. We can let Reba go and your females and see what happens.
Oh, they're fine to go.
Oh, they ready to roll?
Them, yeah.
All right. All right, guys, we're gonna cast you. Alright, guys, I think this first put out's a bust. I believe the dogs are messing with hogs. We don't want them on no hogs, so we're trying to tone them and get them to come off. And how we can tell is the barking was to a minimum. I mean, there was a little bit of barking, not much excitement. It was more like a follow, chase behind, not sure what it is, kind of bark. But we're toning them right now. Mr. Robert's blowing the horn. See if we can't get them back out of there. Try to find them something else. That's the only thing about casting without seeing something on sight, you know, pretty much, or just cross water in the tracks right now when they're crossing these deep ditches. That's usually how we find what we're looking for. But I see one dog in the road down there. Looks like that's going to be Nene. Yeah, we definitely don't want these dogs on hogs. They wouldn't know how to handle one if they were face to face with him. I think they would get the worst end of it for sure. That has happened this summer. Some of our fellow dog hunters came up and ran at night, and it didn't end up too good for them. A couple cut and one dead. The hogs don't play, guys. They ain't scared of these dogs for sure. Alright, I've got a little bit closer to them, so I'm going to start blowing the horn and get them out of there. And at the same time, I'm going to push the tone button. These dogs already know what the shock is. The tone button just signals, hey, the next step is not a good one. So it gets their attention and they start coming back. Reba's she's being hard-headed. She is not wanting to quit on this one. So now I'm gonna go back to her name, see what strength she's on, and then I will give her a little shock on 4, and that will stop her from doing what she ain't supposed to be doing. I know she's doing their mess with hogs, so we're gonna stop them. So I'm gonna do it at the same time as I do the horn. Alright. I don't know if you can see that, but she is on the way now.
Say a command.
She wasn't even paying me any attention until I had to give her that shock command. So whatever she's on, she is highly serious about it. They're just not barking enough. And when they're running fox and coyotes, man, you've heard these dogs. So we know they're in there messing with something they shouldn't be. She's at 239 yards now and closing in. And all I'll do now is use the horn just for direction to keep her coming in the right direction. She's at 200 yards now. We started about 300 yards when I started giving her the commands. While we were off camera, I was giving her commands from the other side, and from the other side of the block, and they just wasn't responding to it. So whatever they were after, they must have been looking right at it, because they just wouldn't quit the chase. And that's not good. A hog stops and the dogs are in trouble. Okay, there's one, two dogs is coming back to the horn, and all I did was vibrate them. You better come on. Here comes Ruger and Cletus. Pen mates hanging out. Come on here. Here's another one. Come on, Sprite. Let's go, boy. And that's how to keep from wasting time, guys. You waste a lot of time chasing the wrong stuff, man. You spend half the day. You can get these dogs stopped, and you can get on the next chase. Good thing about it, these dogs haven't been running hard at all. they're not tired. So as soon as we can find out something else, we'll get back with you guys.